Heyo Gaming Grillers, it's your boy Mr. B, and I'm here with a very quick recap of this week's State of the Game. Now, it was a 45-minute stream, so we might not get it in a 5-minute video, but I will damn sure try. So without any further ado and all the bullshit to one side, let's roll. It's official, ladies and gentlemen, the PST or PTCS or whatever acronym you want to give it, the public test service is now available to play. If you're on PC, and you obviously own the Division 2, go to Uplay, download it, you can get on the test servers and play around with all the things that they're fiddling with. I personally couldn't give two shits about that because I'm on PlayStation, and I'm sure you Xbox boys are with me too. So, let's put all that to one side and get into the really interesting stuff, which is all about balancing. Good old Hamish wasn't alone this week as he got his boys from RSC to come over and talk about what's going on with balancing. Now, there is a lot to go through here, so I'm going to do it as quickly as possible. So, the first thing they addressed was balancing as far as normalization is concerned. They're going to increase the normalization to include gear scores of 500. That includes all skill mods that will now be activated during normalization, because your skill score will carry through. There is also going to be a significant change to the global PvP damage modifier. They are changing it from 75% to 40%, that's a reduction. However, they are increasing or buffing the skill damage modifier by 5%. For those of you like me who need to explain in layman's terms, it basically means that players are going to be harder to kill and your skills do more damage. Done. Another quick point that they did very quickly gloss over, and I think it's a bone of contention with Terry, that they are removing critical damage from hipfire. So that's some minor PvP stuff. Here's some massive changes to the Dark Zone. This sort of almost blew my mind. Once it sunk in, of course, after 15 Red Bulls, but here we go. This is the changes to the Dark Zone. They are changing the loot ratios to be more in favour of contaminated loot, meaning there's more of a chance of you dropping contaminated loot, meaning there's more of a chance of getting bitch slapped by some rogue bastard who wants to nick your loot. Sorry, I've been in the DZ 3 times and it's happened all 3 times. Still quite a sore subject, but moving on. Named bosses will guarantee contaminated loot drops. Rogue cooldowns is being gotten rid of, is being nixed, 86'd, whatever you want to call it. So no more cooldowns for Rogue once you're killed. Because of the no more cooldowns, the tier 4 perk will change to reduce XP loss when dying as a rogue. In an attempt to try and get more people into the DZ, they are reducing the brackets by quite an amount to just 2. Players that are in level 1 to 30 and players that are in the world tiers. So that should populate the servers a bit more. They did say they are working on a way to guarantee that when you spawn in there will be at least 11 other players with you. But that's not done yet. They're trying to work on guarantee, but at least it should populate the DZ a bit more. Wonderful. They're also making changes to the landmark cooldowns, which they're now going to add a 1-minute rough. They said rough, it's not me. They said roughly a 1-minute cooldown after you've completed a landmark. They're also going to make changes to the AI, which are going to be able to survive longer, but not hit as hard, which just makes fights even longer, I suppose. A quick minor change is that they're going to add the ability to change weapons whilst in the Thieves' Den. At the moment, you're locked to the weapon you've got on, but they're going to let you be able to change weapons. How kind of them. Before I get into the big DZ news, I'm just going to go through the OCD, the Occupied DZ news. They are adding a damage PvP modifier, which is going to be set at 70%. They are cutting XP losses down and cutting down the number of AI patrols. But all that is irrelevant. Well, not irrelevant, minuscule compared to this piece of news. They are now going to add 515 gear score loot to the DZ, and the DZ only. So if you want to creep past 500 and get to 515 with the gear score, you can only do it by going into the DZ. I don't know how I feel on that. I think there's going to be people that's really happy. I think there's going to be people that's going to lose their minds. What do you think? Get in the comment section. Tell me what you think about that. Should 515 gear score loot only be locked to the DZ? That's just... I'm down the line on this one. Half of me thinks that's bloody stupid, and the other half thinks, well, no, I can see why they're doing it, to entice more people into the DZ. What do you think? Put it in the comment section below. Anyway, moving on. Right, so the last quick bits before we get into the massive talent change is they are buffing all exotics now confirmed, but buffing one in particular. The one I said they would do, and I've been saying in Reddit they would do, the Pestilence. It's getting an extra buff which is specifically designed to make it potent in PvP. Awesome. I love the Pestilence. I hope it gets the buff it deserves. I think it needs an extra 10k adding to the damage, so let's just hope it does it. But they're all getting a damage buff, so let's fingers crossed it's a good one. Now then, this is the next bit. It's a massive talent change. They're doing a lot of changes to the talents. This is going to take me 3 or 4 minutes to get through, so I know we're already past the 5-minute mark. Bear with me, I'm doing the best I can, so let's get into this. Pen and papers, coffee's down, let's roll. To save time and effort, I'm actually going to, well, not effort, because I put a lot of effort into this, I'm just going to name the talent and tell you what's changing. First talent, Unhinged. Damage nerfed to 20%, handling nerfed to 25%. Strained, missing armor requirement from 5% to 10%. Frenzied, there's 2 parts to this, PvE and PvP. PvE, reloading from empty grants 20% damage, PvP 15% damage, and a fire rate increase of 15% for 3 seconds across the board, PvE and PvP. Preservation, killing enemy repairs 10% armor over 5 seconds, headshot kills get 20%, in PvP it's 5% armor over 3 seconds, and headshot kills get 15%. Spike, headshot kills grant 35% skill damage for 20 seconds. Reformation, headshot kills increase skill repair and healing by 50% for 20 seconds. And now for the gear talent. Critical, reduce critical hit damage bonus from 8% to 5%. Surgical hit chance bonus from 8% to 5%. Safeguard, reduce the healing bonus to 50% for 5 seconds. Clutch, increase health gain from critical hits to 20%, reduce armor gain to 1%. Kneecap, increase bleed chance to 15%. Entrenched, the armor repair from headshots whilst in cover is increased to 10%. Patience, after being in cover for 5 seconds, your armor will repair 5% every 1 second. This one's a bit of a biggie. Unbreakable, PvE. 70% of max armor is repaired when depleted. Kits used within 7 seconds are not consumed. PvP, 25% instead of 70%. Bloodsucker, PvE. Depleting enemy armor adds 25% bonus armor for 10 seconds. However, in PvP, it's 20% armor for 5 seconds. Everyone's favourite heroic perk, Berserk. 10% weapon damage every 20% of max armor depleted. Bloodlust. In PvE, swapping weapons within 3 seconds of a kill grants 35% weapon damage for 5 seconds. In PvP, it's 20% weapon damage. And last but not least, Blacksmith talent. Killing enemy with sidearm repairs 50% of your armor. Done! That's the lot of it! Bloody hell, that wasn't easy. I'll tell you that for nothing. So that's all the talent changes, all the DZ changes. I still can't believe that 515 goal gear score. That's bloody insane. So, thank you for your support, everyone. Seriously, I'm not being sarcastic. I know some of you have been utter twats over the last couple of weeks, but I don't care. Thank you for all your support. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. It helps me channel grow. I'm doing all this work, least you can do is bloody help me. Only joking, you don't have to. Yes, you do. That's all from me, Mr. B. Ta-ta for now.